There's nothing to talk about. It's too early to talk about the draft. Just, nah. But the XFL! Can't wait to watch the JV of football.
You watch that you're a Vikings fan. You watch that every single week.
The road to the Super Bowl starts now.
Welcome to the season finale of The Expert Take, where we talk all that is the NFL, but mainly the Green Bay Packers
and the Super Bowl 55 winning champions, Minnesota Vikings.
We're already beginning. Neither the Packers or the Vikings were in the Super Bowl. We got to sit back and watch the team that knocked us both out of the playoffs
Get beaten.
Yes. Kansas City and the 49ers. Kansas City comes out on top.
Yep.
They won their first Super Bowl since they beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
Let's move on.
Oh, jeez.
You know what was the most surprising thing to me about watching that game?
The halftime show?
What kind of hot mess was that? That was, I mean, I'm not even saying from like an indecent sort of standpoint, whatever. That was, I think, maybe the worst Super Bowl performance I have ever seen. I like when it's not like so staged and choreographed and, you know, singing to tracks and all that. Like,
you and I have both said the best Super Bowl halftime show, just stick John Mayer out there with a guitar for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't have him move. Don't have him do anything. No. Just play the guitar for 15 minutes.
Just do a blues jam for 15 minutes and I'll be way happier and excited, ladies.
Shakira! That was a cultural thing.
I assumed that.
She was just really parched.
Like, I know that's kind of in Latin music or whatever. Like, don't hate YouTube. It was just like the moment and like the shot and she's like leaning over the camera. And
it was funny.
The whole halftime show was trash. Absolute trash. From music to artists to decency to just everything. Complete and utter garbage.
I have zero opinion because I know a lot of people will disagree with you.
Okay, back to my original. You know what was the most surprising?
What?
Not the halftime show. What did the 49ers do in the playoffs that worked so effectively against both of our teams?
Well, they basically benched Jimmy Garoppolo and had him not play at all and gave the ball to their running backs nonstop.
Now let's take a look then at the Super Bowl. What did they do most of the time in the Super Bowl? The complete opposite!
Guess what, guys? We destroyed the Vikings with the run. We destroyed the Packers with the run. Bought ourselves a trip to the Super Bowl.
Boom.
You know what we're doing in the Super Bowl? Changing it up completely. So Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP, and everybody online is complaining. Oh, he had a terrible passer rating. I don't know how he's the MVP. He's the MVP because he scored you 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to win you the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Vikings fans, he now has a ring.
Oh.
A ring. Chicago! You moved up in the draft. To get Mitchell Trubisky. You know who wasn't taken off the board yet? Patrick Mahomes! Good job, Chicago. So the Super Bowl's done.
Yep.
Another year of just like sitting down to watch the Super Bowl and going, the Super Bowl's on.
Don't care what happens.
Yes, we'll watch this. Both of us had pretty dominant years. I mean, it was a good year for both of our teams. The hype that you put in literally a 4-month period, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, that literally was for nothing. we did all of that for nothing. That was literally pointless.
Yuck. Maybe we should go back and look at our predictions from the first episode.
Yeah. We should.
So you think we start 2-2?
2-2.
Oh, boy.
I'll give that to the Vikings.
Okay.
Carson Wentz, man. He's going to come in and stomp on you.
Carson Wentz is more broke than Aaron Rodgers.
I'll give it to the Vikings.
At the Cowboys.
Vikings.
Broncos at home. Joe Flacco.
I'll give it to the Vikings.
Okay. Lions at home.
Wow. Okay. I don't know that the Lions will be in the league at that point. So
Packers at home 2 days before Christmas.
Go Pack, go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think the Vikings lose to the Bears twice.
So you think we're going 8-8 on the season?
Sounds about right. We'll go over the Packers schedule. I'll read them to you.
All right. We can do this quickly. I got this.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. All right. They're starting out at Soldier Field.
Loss. 0-2. Oh, loss. Definitely loss.
Oh, definitely now.
Definitely loss now. Oh, Matt Patricia. Loss. Expert analysis, I want you to know.
What are we, 0-6 now?
Oh, and whatever. Packers are going to get patty melted because that's a loss. Loss. Expert take.
The Green Bay Packers will go 0-16 according to Super Bowl or bust.
Darn right. So, I think what we learned from that is that I was right.
You said the Packers initially would go 0-16. They went 3-13, but guess what? They finished the same as they would if they were 0-16 without a Super Bowl.
So basically, I was right.
I said the Vikings would go 8-8.
And they did better than that, so.
Barely.
Let's take a trip down memory lane and look at some of our favorite moments.
Favorite moments from the expert take. Roll the film.
All right, I gotta finish these mints.
Yeah, me too. Chew them up. I hate peppermint.
What?
Shaheen, it's time to do this video.
No!
Can you say it with me? Go, Pack, go. You like this?
That's terrible. Gross. Well,
They called the Packers game, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, on Thursday night in Lambeau Field, and that's why the Packers lost.
Pennsylvania.
I want to take us on a trip down memory lane, okay?
Oh, you seem like a Packers fan, and you'd be good at that.
Yeah, again. The Browns have their bye week, and then when any team plays the Browns, they have a second bye week.
That was such a stupid throw. Let me
It was a perfect
run
throw.
away 10, 15 yards back from the line of scrimmage, fall, chuck it sidearm, and let me make it in a window about this big in the back corner of the end zone. Like, God dang it, Aaron Rodgers, I just hate you so much.
Aaron Jones is better than Dalvin Cook.
Is the camera even still recording?
Time to get jacked. Vikings fans, you have him to blame.
Listen.
You have him to blame.
No. We have Roger Goodell to blame because that game was rigged.
Monday, December 23rd, 2019. The Green Bay Packers are at the Minnesota Vikings. The loser has to abide by these terms.
It's going to be a great next video.
Is this a deal? He has no idea what's coming. We have something to play.
Go, Pack, go. Yuck. Yuck. You know what? I don't know if you're going to agree with this because you're a Packers fan, but from my perspective as a Vikings fan, it's not that the Packers won, it's that the Vikings lost. I am one of those Vikings fans that I have no problem blaming it on the refs. You should not be 3-0. I don't know how much you paid the refs, and that's the crappy refs. What a crock of crap.
So the Packers beat the Lions.
Oh my gosh, no. The refs beat the Lions. The refs. According to the refs. We brought the refs. The refs have helped the Packers.
Oh my God.
They've creeped by with the help of refs.
Oh my gosh.
I will say this is just as painful for me to say as anything else, but the refs did not win the game for you last night. It was not the refs. Go, Pack, go. Those are great.
We are, I would say, both of our minds elite. Okay. We are both, I think, on the verge of genius.
I'm expecting a call from Fox Sports any moment.
Now this season is done. We're going to move on to a new NFL season. When you look at this offseason, what's your number one goal for the Vikings? What do you want to see the Vikings? Just one thing.
They had better draft at least 5 offensive linemen because I want that whole crew fired.
Well, I would say the Green Bay Packers, listen up. It's time to go into the draft and pick yourselves up another quarterback. It's time. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for a few years, started, and a couple years after that went and won a Super Bowl. So we don't have time to waste. Draft him now so that when Aaron Rodgers is done in a few years, we can have another quarterback plugged in for another 15 years of greatness.
Listen, if you guys go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to another quarterback of that caliber, I will stop watching football.
Whoa!
Forever. You just don't deserve another MVP All-Star Hall of Famer. You need to go through a decade of Christian Ponders, Josh Freemans, Joe Webbs. You got to live that. Especially you personally. You've not experienced the Packers being horrendous.
You know, you do get the choice and free will to pick whatever team you want to cheer for. And you chose the Minnesota Vikings.
Super Bowl 55 champions.
The road to Super Bowl 55 starts today. Will the Packers or the Vikings be there? We know the Detroit Lions will not be. They did that thing at the Super Bowl, the next 100, where all the kids ran out of the field.
Oh, God.
It was a cool video, great moment. And somebody made the point to say history was made today because when those kids ran out of that field, it was the first time someone in a Lions jersey stepped onto the field at a Super Bowl. So the Lions won't be there.
So basically what we've established, even from the beginning of the season, is the Lions are still the dumpster fire of the NFL.
Correct. On to the next year of football. Next year we can watch the Green Bay Packers face Tom Brady and the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl. It has been a great year. Thank you for sticking around. We hope that you learned some things from our genius minds. Now, make sure you come back to this channel, though, because we got some new special things coming up.
Oh, boy.
In the football offseason.
More expert things.
It may not be the expert take, but there are still expertise involved. Otherwise, we will be back next season for the 2020 NFL season with some more expert take. Thanks for joining us.
To a horrible year for the Packers.
Yuck.